Hey, it's Scotty. Let's talk about 7 things that adopters say that make me mad. Well, first off, let's be real. Anybody who comes to a rescue to adopt instead of buying their pets at a pet shop, they have my respect, they have my admiration, so it's hard to be mad at y'all. But really, people do come to the rescue, and there are some things that they say that are my pet peeves, and so I wanted to go over some of those. Let's get into it. Number 1, I'm just looking for a starter pet. There's no such thing as a starter pet. You know, that is something that you hear me say a lot. I don't know, I probably say it just as much as adopt, don't shop. So there's no such thing as a starter pet. All animals require a certain level of care. All animals are different. They have different care requirements. They have different needs, and they all are deserving of our love and our respect and caring for them to the best of our ability. And you've got to be honest with yourself. If you can't meet the requirements of a certain pet, you shouldn't get another pet because you think they'll be easier. Okay, it just doesn't work that way. And when it comes to guinea pigs specifically, guinea pigs are what we consider an exotic pet. Despite the fact that you can go to every pet store in every corner in every town and they have tons of guinea pigs for sale, you will realize soon enough that not every dog and cat vet will even take guinea pigs, will even see guinea pigs, and many of them don't know what they're talking about. I do have a worldwide vet list. It is vets that have been recommended to me by viewers like you, and I can't vouch for all of them. My favorite vets are also on the list, but people who have had positive experiences, they reached out to me through the contact page on my website, and they asked me to add them to the list, and I did that. So check those out, and remember, there's no such thing as a starter pet. The second thing that I hear from potential adopters is they're just a rodent. Now, I was forwarded a message that someone sent to the Southern California Guinea Pig Rescue. They were filling out the adoption application, and most rescues will ask in the adoption application, how much money have you budgeted, or do you think you can afford to spend? And first it's like on food and things like that, and then also they ask on vet bills, how much are you willing to spend when you go to the vet? And a person recently applying at the rescue said, nothing, they're just rodents. I've had them before when I was a kid and they never got sick, and basically implying if they get sick and die, I'll just get another one. They're disposable, and that makes me extremely mad. If you watched my recent live stream, I brought that up a little bit, and everybody in the comments, we had a collective rant, but I just thought I'd bring that up. All animals deserve our respect, and the fact that someone would go to a rescue and then have that attitude, it just kind of boggles the mind. And I was actually talking to my dad about this, and he's like, well, why would someone go to the rescue and then have that attitude? And I said, well, even if you're a completely selfish person, there are a number of reasons why going to a rescue is actually better than going to a pet shop. There's way more animals available. You can often get discounted supplies. You would hope and you would think that when you see how much hard work and love and care the rescues and the volunteers and the rescue staff put into caring for these animals, who many of which have been through horrific experiences, that would foster some empathy, that would foster an understanding. But I guess there's still some selfish people that they just want what they want and they don't care, and to them they're disposable. So that makes me crazy. Number 3, what is the third thing that I hear from potential adopters that I absolutely hate? Well, that is, oh, this is a pet for my kid. And they sort of are implying that, or sometimes they straight out say, oh, well, this is going to be the kid's responsibility. And I'm looking, and it's like a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, and it's like, yeah, they're going to clean the cage. They're going to drive themselves to the pet shop to buy supplies. You know, they're going to take them to the vet. It's going to come out of their piggy bank. Get real. Mom, Dad, they are your responsibility. Your kids, they are just incapable of completely and totally caring for these piggies, or for any pet for that matter. You know, even I hate to say it, even high school students, kids have so much on their minds. That's why in our society, a minor is just legally not responsible in the same way that an adult is. And that just has so many things to do with, they just have so many other things to focus on, like becoming a person, learning values that they're going to learn from you. And when you just put the responsibility onto them instead of stepping up and showing them what caring for another being, an animal, a pet is like, how are they supposed to learn responsibility? That's okay. A subclause is I'm getting a pet for my kids so that they can learn responsibility. Responsibility is something that you're supposed to have in place before you take on a new pet. And if the parents don't have it, then how do they expect the kids to have it? Man, I'm starting to break a sweat in here. I'm getting worked up. Number 4. A lot of times I will be explaining certain things that I've learned at the rescue that I am explaining to educate potential adopters. And they will say, well, and they'll try to contradict me. They'll say, oh, well, the pet store said, like, for example, I'll say a guinea pig needs to have a minimum of 8 square feet, much more is better. And they'll say, oh, well, the pet store said, because I'll say, well, what kind of cage do you have? And they'll show me some little thing that the pet store sold them. Well, the pet store said this was okay. Well, guess what? The pet store doesn't know, or they don't care, or the person who told you that just is repeating what they learned from their manager who, worked in the fish department when they were taught everything that they ever knew about guinea pigs. We are a rescue. You come to a rescue to learn from people who have experience caring for the specific animals at that rescue. So when someone says to me, oh, well, the pet store said this, the pet store said that, and it completely contradicts what I'm trying to explain, that drives me crazy. Okay, let's calm down. Let's go to the next thing. Number 5, the 5th thing that drives me crazy, the 5th thing that I hate when potential adopters say this, or when they ask me, well, how long does a guinea pig live? Okay, that is a reasonable question. It's something that you could Google pretty easily. But the reason why it drives me crazy is because they have like this automatic expectation. You could say the same thing about a car. Well, how many miles am I going to get on this car before it breaks down? Well, that really depends on how you drive. And when it comes to guinea pigs, the life expectancy of a guinea pig has more to do with learning about and being able to spot common illnesses. The more you learn about guinea pigs, the proper care and common illnesses, the more likely you're going to be able to catch one of those common illnesses before it gets bad, before your piggies get really sick, when there's still an opportunity for them to get better. Guinea pigs do great. They respond very well to medical treatment. Here comes Pippi! Pippi! Guinea pigs, they respond very well to medicine. Guinea pigs recover very well from surgery if that's something that they need. And they can only do that if you're able to spot that illness early. Guinea pigs are prey animals. They hide their illness. So by the time you notice that they're not acting like themselves, maybe a couple days have gone by. By the time, if you don't pick them up every day, if you don't look at them in the eyes, if you don't interact with them, then you're not going to catch these subtle things that they really might even be hiding from you. So when someone says, how long does a guinea pig live? It's up to you. So that's why it drives me crazy. Number 6, the 6th thing that I hate when potential adopters say is, oh, I want a baby. I only want a baby because I want to tame them. Well, I've found that little babies, they're often very skittish. They're spazzes. They've only been around for a couple weeks. Our babies, when we have babies at the rescue, guinea pigs often come in pregnant, or guinea pigs have been exposed and we are waiting. They're on pregnancy watch. We're having babies all the time. There's no need for you to breed guinea pigs in the backyard, to go to a breeder. You reach out to your local rescue. There's always pregnant guinea pigs being surrendered at the rescue. And when those babies come, after 3 weeks, they're generally available for adoption. But people say, oh, I only want the babies because I want to tame them. Well, the adult guinea pigs, actually, the ones that have been through so much, the ones that are waiting for a forever home, they really, they're so appreciative of having a safe home. They've been through so much that when they have a safe, stable environment, you'd be surprised how quickly they learn your routine. They learn when you give them treats. They can hear you open the fridge. They can hear you chopping and washing veggies. And it's really amazing and sweet to see how quickly they go from being scared, being skittish, to being fully confident and feeling safe and secure in your home. And I find that often it takes way less time for adults to tame and to acclimate to new surroundings than babies. And also the adults generally, they are already much tamer. Even the most frightened ones that have been through so much, when they sense that trust, they just have a faster capacity for understanding that than these babies that are brand new to the world. That being said, I love the cute baby guinea pigs. There is not much cuter than a baby guinea pig. But if you think that they're going to be easier to tame, you're wrong. A quick anecdote is somebody came in and man, they were pushing all of my hate buttons. They came in, I was like, what kind of cage do you guys have? And they had a 3-story ferret cage about this wide, 3 stories with all these ramps and ledges and things. And they're like, we only want a baby because we want to teach him to go up and down the ramps. And I was like, well, this cage isn't really even appropriate for guinea pigs. And we have a minimum size requirement. Multiple levels don't count. The uninterrupted horizontal space needs to be a minimum of 8 square feet. For a pair of guinea pigs, I really think 10 square feet is the absolute minimum. Don't you want your piggies to run? Don't you want them to play? Don't you want them to have the zoomies? It'll warm your heart. It makes you happy. It makes them happy. They don't require that much, but the minimum that you can give them, when you give them what they require, it's just amazing to see them really come out of their shell, to run, to be happy. And what's the point of having a pet if you're not going to do that? So this family, the husband said, well, the wife, she wants what she wants. So they literally said, we're leaving, we're going to go to the pet shop, where the pet shop can't tell them what to do with the animal that they buy. Oh man, sweating again. So if you want to be on my S list, you can say one of these things to me. Now, like I said, anybody who comes to the rescue that wants to save a life, I already admire and respect them. And I try to treat everybody with that respect and teach them. We don't want to turn people away. We want to teach them the proper care, what I've learned volunteering at the rescue, and what the guinea pig community as a whole has come to the consensus that this is what they need. But there are plenty of people that, oh, well, I want what I want. This is what I had growing up. This is what I learned. I refuse to learn anything. We put our heart, our soul, our money, our time into saving and caring for these animals, not just to give them away to a selfish, bad home in a cage that is less than the minimum requirements, so that they can just be, another object that they have. It's ridiculous. So, goose fraba, deep breaths. If you guys are getting upset, and watch to the end and let me know if there is something that you hate when people say about guinea pigs that I haven't covered. So we got one more. I'm looking at my list and I'm already, Okay, the 7th and the last thing, and I could go on and on. How many? I could probably have 10, 20. There's so many things that people say that drive me crazy. But the last thing, number 7, that I'll say on this list today is people ask, well, what's the adoption fee? And then I'll say what the current adoption fee is. And they'll say, well, why is it so expensive? Or why aren't they free? Now, there's a number of of reasons, there's a number of practical reasons why we need to have an adoption fee. Now, it is part of the way that the rescue makes money, recoups the cost of caring for these animals for many, many, many months, sometimes years before they are adopted, okay? To pay for staff, to pay for supplies, the medicine. Many of the animals at the rescue they come into the rescue needing medical attention. Okay, there's just so many reasons why we need to recoup our costs. We're always having fundraisers. For those of you that participated in the LA Guinea Pig Rescue raffle that just happened, thank you so much for all of your support. Congratulations to the winners. I donated a copy of each of my 2 books. That is The Princess and the Poop, a guinea pig fairy tale, and also my new full-length illustrated graphic novel, illustrated novel, Cage Mates. Both of those are available on Amazon. There's links below. There also are signed copies, and I can do a personalized message to you inside the book, so you can check out my Etsy shop for those. There are links down there, and if you do that, it really does go a long way to support my rescue efforts to make these videos and to spread the word and raise awareness about how awesome guinea pigs are. So when people ask me how much is the adoption fee and why is it so expensive, that worries me, because then I'm thinking, and I explain, well, you know, our adoption fee is basically what you would spend on veggies in a month. You know, there's food, there's bedding, there's building an emergency kit, there are vet bills, there's so many things. You know, just because they are guinea pigs and they're small animals, all pets require money to take care of. If you are balking at the upfront costs, then what's going to happen with the day-to-day costs? These are costs, but that's why I've set up my free guinea pig care guide. That's why I share these videos, to help you save time, save money, save heartache and wasted energy buying the wrong things, doing the wrong things, giving them improper care. So that's why I've created the care guide. I've created all these videos, the playlists, to help you find all that information. So I will put my entire care playlist right here. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do that. Hit the bell notification, hit the like button. That gets these videos out to a wider audience. It really, really helps me out. I hope you will dive deep into all the resources that I've spent many years putting out there, getting them together. And I'm really grateful for all of your support. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, thanks for watching.